much for clicking on this video. Those that, spend time with me, it means the world that you chose to click on this video and hear me talk about me and my life and what I've been doing and what I've been consuming, and it means the world. So thank you so much. You're so special to me. And yeah, okay. Let's start it off with favorites, because I want to make my little drink. So, this Canada Dry Zero Sugar Fruit Splash Cherry Ginger Ale. Has just been my absolute favorite this month. I found it, well, I've heard of the ginger ale cherry fruit splash for a while, but I've seen it at the store, but I've never seen the sugar-free one. So I had to try it. And I love it. I don't like it as much as the Sprite cherry one, which was in, I think, my June recap maybe. That one was still better, but this one was super good. And I can't always find the Sprite one, so Canada Dry's just as good of a replacement. Anyway, I'm going to put it in a tumbler. This just says my name, Jenna. I got this from my high school best friend when I was in her wedding. I think she gave it to us, like the bridesmaids, for the wedding day, or maybe she gave it to us to ask to be a bridesmaid. I don't remember. But purple is my favorite color. Not my favorite color, that was a lie. Wow, Sprite cherry if I have it. And it's so refreshing. It's so summery. It's so good. What I'm going to do later, because tonight I'm going out for a friend's birthday. Well, okay, now let me finish my thought. I'm going out for a friend's birthday, like a nice dinner and bars and stuff. And she's coming over, and maybe her friends, I don't know, to pregame. So I'm gonna have one of these, but then pour a little vodka in it. The perfect summer cocktail. Anyway, though, so yeah, it's a Saturday. I'm filming this on August 31st. So hopefully you see this either September 1st or 2nd, depending on how hungover I am tomorrow to edit. Plus I have like a Labor Day barbecue thing. Anyway, we'll see. But so our plan was to go out to dinner, drinks, whatever. She decided to go out last night, and now she's super hungover. So I'm waiting. I'm literally waiting for the text message to pop up on my screen over here on my phone for her to cancel or be like, let's just order pizza. Anyway. Okay, let's move on. My next favorite is another drink, but kind of different. The coffee cake flavor of Planet Oatly oatmeal creamer. This is so good. It's almost empty and I have another one in my fridge. It's seriously, and also how good does this look? Like, yum, I want that right now. It's so good. It truly tastes like coffee cake. And it's just the perfect coffee creamer. Go get it. Seriously, run, don't walk. Okay. Where is my last favorite? There she is, hiding from me. This is the Boldify powder Boldify enhance hairline powder. Come on. There we go. So it's a powder. And you get it to match whatever hair color you are. So I do it for this. I don't know what color my natural hair is. Well, I do know it's like a very gray, gross, brown, blonde. I don't know. I don't like it. And so I do like balayage highlights about every 4 months, maybe 3 times a year, give or take. But when I'm on the last leg, like the last couple months, it grows out. And I found this. So you take this little powder applicator. You put it in the powder and then you kind of go like this to like blend in where your hair is growing out, especially on your roots. And it works really well. They've $5 for every hair, and I found this in like late July. It's linked in my Amazon storefront if you want to try to find your match for your hair. Yeah, so I found it about a month and a half ago. And I did get my hair done a few weeks ago, so it doesn't look bad, but I still would, like, I'll probably throw some on before I go out tonight, if we go out tonight. So yeah, this has been great. I can't believe I haven't used it before or found it before. It's just so easy to use when you're, I don't know, when you're about to go out, just throw it on, make your hair look a little bit more spruced up. Also, people I think use it to like cover grays. I am lucky that, knock on wood, don't really have gray hair yet. I have found one or two like randomly in the past year or so, but I don't normally, so. But when I do start getting them, it'll probably come in handy too. Okay, let's move on. So, let's move on to, I'll do life update first, get that going. Okay, so August. So I started August with my trip to the cabin with the family, which was seriously amazing. I needed it. Just like, what was it, 5 or 6 days, 6, 7, whatever it was, of just family time, but like relaxing family time, not the kind of stressful chaoticness of the Alaska-Seattle trip, but like swimming and drinking and going boating and just like all the good things you want to do with your family. It was so nice, and I just love the cabin. I love the lake, just waking up, having that nice water relax me. I feel calm even thinking about it. So that was necessary. That was such a good, relaxing trip. So fun, so good. Okay, then I had a weekend of, I went to a football game and hung out with some friends for her birthday, and then, which was fun, but then the next weekend was a bachelorette party to Destin, Florida, which that was seriously, you guys, one of the best bachelorette parties I have ever been on. And I've been to quite a few. They all have been destination. I've never actually had one in the city that I live in, or even the state that I live in. They're all destination, which is fine. I like traveling and whatever. But it's hard, when you have a bunch of different girls, like, from the bride's high school friends, college friends, family, like cousins, sisters, fiance, sister, whatever, co-workers, it's hard to, have 10 to 15 girls travel to a destination, stay at an Airbnb together, like, for 4 days, that can be tricky, and drama and whatever. There was no drama, there was no issues. It was just the perfect trip. It was a perfect trip to like end my summer craziness on. We ASMR. She actually watches my videos. And she's actually been on my Instagram story a couple times doing ASMR things because she loves it. And I know she'd want to do a video with me, but she's a teacher, and like, it's just, you gotta be careful with internet stuff and teachers. That's just what I've heard from my teacher friends. I don't know the rules or regulations. You might be a teacher and think, no, I don't really know, but anyway, this is just her own personal experience. So, but it was just so much fun in Destin, and I've never been to Destin, Florida before. Every time I go to Florida, I'm in one specific kind of area between 2 and 3 cities. That's where my family lives. But this was a different part of Florida that I mean, I've been to Pensacola, I've been to Rosemary Beach or whatever that one is called, but I've never been to Destin, and I loved it. It's like the perfect mix of like beach vibes and then like party vibes. Not super expensive, not super crowded. It was chef's kiss, perfect. We had so much fun. This is when I kind of like wish I had like a Patreon or something, because there's so many stories that I want to say, and just like funny moments, but they're not, you know, I don't feel comfortable saying it to the entire internet, potentially. Like, YouTube's a public platform. But man, yeah. One funny story I will tell you, and I actually brought it with me. This is a Whataburger reusable bag. Like a giant one. Which I am now using for grocery shopping. The funniest thing though, so we were out at a club one night, and a group went home early. It was, like 12, 1 a.m., whatever, and then a group of us stayed out late. So we wouldn't get back till, like 3 or 4 in the morning at the Airbnb. So we were calling an Uber, and we asked the Uber driver to bring us to get late night food. So cringe, I know, trust me, I'm not normally a annoying bimbo in an Uber, but we needed it. And she was so nice. She's like, yeah, of course, like, let's go to Whataburger. And we're like, okay, we'll get you whatever you want. She's like, oh, I'd love that. We're like, yeah, let's go. We ordered 16 cheeseburgers and 16 fries for all the girls. Well, actually, I guess 17, because the Uber driver too, to bring back to the house. And they gave us literal shopping bags to bring it home in. I'm sorry, isn't that hilarious? Maybe it's not, maybe I'm just crazy, but when they walked out with our order in reusable shopping bags, we died. We're like, that's how you know you ordered a lot of food. So funny. Maybe it's not funny. Maybe it's like a you had to be there thing, but as someone who has ordered many a late night drunk food, I've never seen that. That was crazy. Anyway, okay, moving on. So, got back from Destin, and then the past couple weekends, including this weekend, have just been celebrating friends' birthdays. I had a friend last weekend, celebrated her birthday. She's a college friend. And it was really fun. yeah, I'm just so excited for him in his career. I'm excited for him to make friends here. I know he'll miss his friends back in Wisconsin, but he can go visit them. Anyway, I'm pumped about that. Okay. That's pretty much it. My September. I've got a lot of birthdays and a lot of, and a lot of just, I don't know, we'll see what happens in September. This video, I feel like, is going to be long. Yeah. Okay, that's okay. Let's move on with pop culture or what I watched. Intuition test time. What am I going to talk about next? Pop culture or what I watched? Pop culture. Did you get it? Okay. So, a lot has been going on. I'm not really going to dive into a lot of the like the Chapel Roan not taking pictures with fans thing. I don't really have that much of a opinion on it. I'm also not really going to dive into like what was I just gonna say? All of like the Bachelor Nation drama, like with Kristen, Caitlin, what's her name? Tasha and Caitlin Bristol, yeah. I care about it, but I know it's such a niche audience, so I'm just not even gonna do it. Anyway, I'm gonna skip over a lot of it and talk about what I want to talk about. So, the first thing that I want to talk about is Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber's baby, Jack Blues Bieber. I love the name. It is interesting. Like, I actually feel like they're a pretty traditional couple. And what I mean by that is they got married young-ish, young. They had a Christian ceremony. They I don't know, I get the feeling that they're more traditional than a lot of other celebrities. So naming the baby Jack didn't shock me. I know people expected a crazy name, but I didn't. They're pretty traditional, and Jack made sense to me. Blues is super cute. So I loved it. I'm excited for them. I love Justin Bieber. I have since I was a kid, the whole thing. So yeah, I loved it. I loved it. All of the It Ends With Us and Love Is Blind drama I'll talk about when I talk about what I watched. Let's move on to music. So Post Malone dropped his album F1 Trillion or whatever. Yeah, F1 Trillion Long Bed. It's a perfect album. No skips in my book. He had the best features. The Luke Combs one was so good. Yeah, it's just the perfect way to end summer. Very country, very summer vibes. I loved it. Then we had Lainey Wilson also drop a country album, which not my favorite album of hers, but I liked it. The song Whiskey Colored Crayon and Call a Cowboy are my favorite songs off the album. Again, not my favorite, but it was good country music. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's good to just have on in the background XCX and Billie Eilish, Guess. So Guess was one of my favorite songs off Brad, the album by Charlie XCX, the extended version. I loved it. And then Billie, and then they dropped the one with Billie being on it as well, and I loved it. I know it's a little bit lewd, but that style of music, that house music, dance music is, I mean, and you probably know this about me, one of my all-time favorite genres of music. I like different types of music, but my favorite is country, hip-hop, rap, and then house, dance music, and Guess literally is up there. Pop is just not my favorite genre, which is probably why Sabrina Carpenter's album just is not it for me. I like music, you know what I mean? Yeah. Also, shout out to Jersey Shore. I love Jersey Shore. I'm obsessed with Jersey Shore. And Jake Shane, Pass That Buzz, or Therapuzz, whatever his podcast is. I'm not like his biggest fan. I don't watch any of his podcasts, but he had Snooki on, and Snooki is like my whole world. I love Jersey Shore, the whole Jersey Shore cast, Jersey Shore Family Vacation, and I watched that podcast this month. Oh my gosh, she is perfect. The show is perfect. Season 1 is perfect. I love Jersey Shore. I love Snooki, so also add that to your list to watch for pop culture podcasts. Okay, I think that's it for pop culture. I'm like in my own world when I drink that. I like forget I'm filming. I'm so happy. Okay. What I watched. So, the only new movies I watched this month were It Ends With Us, of course, with Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, and what's the guy's name? Alice, whatever his name is. I liked it. You all know how much of a movie snob I unfortunately am. Blake and Justin's acting was just not great. It wasn't bad. It was just not great. Not as good as Atlas. He was the best actor. And same with Jenny Slate, the Ryle's sister. What was her name? Anyway, if you know, you know. So, what was I gonna say? Yeah, it was good. I don't like the new rooftop scene that Ryan Reynolds supposedly wrote. I liked the rooftop scene in the book better. I don't think Blake and Justin had that good of chemistry, which now makes sense with all the drama that's going on. I thought her and Atlas had amazing chemistry. Like, they were really good. So, yeah, I don't know. About halfway through, I liked it. The first third to the first half, I was like, and I saw it with a bunch of girlfriends that we all read the book too. And we were kind of like the first half, and then we really liked the second half pretty much as soon as Atlas entered the movie. Of course, I cried and all that. Now, the drama. So, I know people are either Team Blake or Team Justin. But then there's, there's his side, her side, and then there's the truth, right? domestic violence, trigger warning for real. If this triggers you at all, please skip. Please. But yeah, like, it is a serious topic, and I think she could have handled it better. But with that being said, it's not her sole responsibility to talk about DV in depth day after day. That's really heavy. And I don't blame her for not talking about it every second of every day. I think she could have done a better job, yes. I think what I have the bigger issue with is Justin seems to have a better grasp of that and talk about women and victims and DV better. And he really does seem to be a feminist. However, there is something to be said and something to take note of with the fact that every female in that movie, Colleen Hoover herself, Jenny Slate, Blake Lively, all the women, unfollowed him and don't talk about him or don't talk to him. That puts, a little doubt in my head, because something fishy's going on with that. So I don't know. I'm truly in the middle with it all. Yeah. Okay. Then the other new movie I watched was Boys in the Boat with Callum Turner, who's now dating Dua Lipa. I love that. That's great. I actually liked Dua Lipa, and who was she with? Was it Callum? I don't know, I'm mixing up the British boys. Anyway, I love Callum Turner and Dua Lipa. Boys in the Boat was so good. So good. Such good acting. Powerful storyline. 10 out of 10. It's about the rowing team in the Olympics for the U.S. in 1936. With our huge rivalry, Germany. And it's about these boys who are college age, impressionable, trying to survive the Great Depression, because in the 30s, the U.S. was in a terrible depression. Food rations, it was bad. And having to get a bunch of young boys, men, fit and ready to go to the Olympics, it was a physical, mental, emotional, financial struggle, and it's a true story, and it was so good. And I love historical fiction and nonfiction, and this was historical nonfiction. So good. It was so sad, but it was so good. Okay, TV shows. What should we start with? Let's start with The Bachelorette. I did end up watching a few episodes. Just a few, just a little bit, just a couple, just a few episodes, because I really wanted to get to know the boys for Paradise. Because Bachelor in Paradise is like my favorite show ever. So I watched a few episodes. I watched the second, third, and fourth. I want to say maybe just the second and third. But then they announced very willy-nilly who the next Bachelor was going to be. No, I'm not going to say it. No, you know, everyone knows. It's Grant. And once they did that, I was like, why am I watching then? I already know who the next Bachelor is going to be. I'm not going to get emotional ties to these people and then sit for the final rose or after the final rose and said who the next Bachelor was, I was like, okay. I watched enough to see who, to get a feel for the boys before Paradise. Like, I'm good. I did check in to see who the final 4 were, hometowns, and I didn't like any of them. I kind of liked Marcus, I guess. Kind of. So yeah, I checked out. Okay. I watched Presumed Innocent with Jake Gyllenhaal. Now this was a 10 out of 10 show. Perfect acting, minus the kids. The kids in the show were pretty bad, but that's typical. But the adults, like, who was Peter Sarsgaard and Bill Camp, that's who else was in it. Yes, those 3, Jake, Peter, and Bill. I didn't mean to flip you off there. They were such good actors. I loved it. It's just about, like, it's like 8 episodes or so about a trial of, like, a whodunit, but with many different layers. It kept me on the edge of my seat the whole time. So good. It did kind of leave on a cliffhanger. Kind of enough to where I know there'll be a second season, but not enough to where I'm like foaming at the mouth because I don't know what's gonna happen next, if you know what I mean. Okay. The challenge. So this will probably show my age. But MTV's The Challenge is on its 40th season. The Challenge was the first ever reality show I watched. No, I take that back. The Real World was. But The Real World then fed into The Challenge, similar to how if you're on The Bachelor or Bachelorette, you could be on Paradise. If you're in Real World, or were in Real World, you could have been in The Challenge. Anyway. And, I've watched The Challenge since I was a literal child. And then I got my younger brother, Johnny, hooked on it. And so now me and him watch every season. We're obsessed. We've always kind of joked that we should go on it. Anyway. So, this season is amazing because it's taking everyone from the past, like from season 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth, into one. It's so good. All of my favorite people. And I'm really excited for this season. If you happen to watch The Challenge, please comment below. I want to see if I'm alone in this. Okay. House of the Dragon ended. Not much to say. I'm sure we all feel the same. It ended terribly. Now we're gonna have to wait 2 years for the next season. It was just whatever. I did watch Too Hot to Handle, the newest season. You guys, I'm telling you, I watch trash reality TV. It's my weakness. I mean, I don't have much to say. These people were so fake and trashy, and I had no emotional ties to any of them. My one takeaway, and I watched every season of Too Hot to Handle. I know, embarrassing. These women, specifically the women, in the beginning of each season, every single woman says that she doesn't get tied down, she doesn't get emotions, she doesn't get hooked on any men. She doesn't, like, she just hops from man to man. She can't be tied down. She doesn't want a relationship. And then the second they have a crush on a boy, if he so much as breathes in another direction as a girl, as a different girl, the girls get pissed and cry and are like, I can't believe he said hi to another girl. Like, are they just forcing these girls to say that shit before they start the season? Or do these girls just lie to get on TV show? It drives me nuts. video, jump on ahead, whatever you want to do. I love Freddie. Freddie and Sabrina are my favorite. Freddie for the boy, Sabrina for the girl. I loved this season. I thought the men were and women were so good. They were so funny, smart, mature. I loved it. I loved the hosts during the actual show. They were 10 times better than Nick and Vanessa on the American Love is Blind. But they failed the reunion. They were the worst hosts for the reunion. And the reunion was crazy. I thought Sabrina and Steven were endgame. I thought they were inseparable. I was shook when I saw the reunion. Who knows what's true? Again, there's her side, his side, and the truth. But I don't know. I was really sad. I was really rooting for them. Freddie and Catherine. I mean, you could see how much she was dimming his light throughout the show, and that made me really sad. I didn't hate her, but she was not meant for him. I think Sam was just a cringe, gross human. Yeah, I mean, I loved it. I liked it better than any American season, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, I don't know. Do I have any more thoughts on that? Not really. Okay, so, yeah, I don't know. I loved it. I thought that they used a good age range. You know, these people were like in their 30s instead of like 24 to 28, which I think I'm a cusper. Like, what is millennial up to 1994 or 95 or 96 or 97? I don't know. I think the Zillennials is like 95 to 98, maybe. Maybe I'm wrong. I was born in a year which I have seen is a millennial, mostly Gen Z, and then like Zillennial. Like, I'm right in that, 94 to 99 range, somewhere in there, 1994 to 1999. And anyway, that was just to give you some context to my age. But all these people in Love is Blind UK were like millennials, and I loved that. It's just more real, it's mature. I loved it. Okay, I'm gonna stop this video here. I know I don't think I got to everything I wanted to talk about, but I have to finish getting ready for the night. So, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you so much for hanging out and listening to me ramble and talk. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day or night. I appreciate you being here so much. And let's start September together and on the right note. And whatever negative or heavy or hard emotions or things that happened to you in August, let's try to leave that in August and start September on the right note, on a good mental, like a good mental playing field. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, just start fresh. Let's try to start with a positive mind.